All right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How is everyone doing this evening? We've got Kingdom Come. We've got Kevin, IXCO, Glasshopper, Craig, Slack. Guys, make sure you all hit that like button. We're doing a bit of an earlier live today because why not? Typically, I go live around 8:30, but we're going to do an earlier live. I just want to make sure everything is set up here on YouTube properly. It does look like it is. Okay, perfect. So, guys, hit that like button, all right? Obviously, we're dropping a bit here. Actually, really what is happening is we are just ranging. So story of the night is we're ranging. We're in a little sideways downtrend channel. We hit the low. We came back up. We hit the low. Now we're kind of ranging. New York, on the other hand, is opening tomorrow. Okay. I ended up shorting Bitcoin last night. It did go a lot higher than we expected, which was about 70K with some bearish divergence. But I ended up shorting Bitcoin, guys, and I took it all the way down to here, made about $1,000 on my funded accounts. Now kind of what you're seeing here is you're seeing some resistance being hit. We did do a thumbnail, and kind of that thumbnail is the big bear flag that we're talking about. Big bear flag that we're talking about here, guys, on the macro time frame. So if we go to the 18-hour time frame, the bearish flags play out more in the bear market, and the bullish flags and the bullish pennants play out more in the bullish market. And what is up, Mini Moog? How you doing? Hug your moms. Am I long here? I am neither long nor short. I took profit on my short today. I am letting the market come back to overbought, probably into the New York session, and maybe hitting that area right there. Hypervid, how you doing? Hexstar, how you doing? Shout out to everyone, guys, who has been live with us on the London sessions. I appreciate you. Not much happening in crypto, guys, but essentially here's our resistance. You can kind of see Bitcoin going sideways, breaking that conversion line. So what looks like could happen is we could continue to go sideways for a bit. Your 18 hours overbought. Your daily is now overbought here too. So there is going to be a move coming, guys. We are definitely going to be dropping. China New Year tomorrow. Yeah, so we're looking at sideways momentum, entry 68.9 to 70,006, 12 hour. Not too bad, not too bad, right? The 4 hour is going up. I'm not shorting this, right? So if you look at this right here, guys, the 4 hour is going up. 15 minutes already oversold. So again, I'm not going to short, but I'm also not longing. If anything, I'm probably going to look for a short at the top of this channel, which hypothetically could be 69.5. However, London has been pumping the market recently, guys. So you're looking at London pumping the market. It has. The London session has actually been manipulating a lot. but you did bounce off your 618 perfectly here. So if we flip it to our profit levels, we can see this going to about, well, the top, and then if it breaks at 72, 74, I would like Bitcoin to hit the top of the channel, which is about 79.4. If Bitcoin hits the top of the channel, I'll be relatively happy for sure. Which would at this point be about 79K. But IXCO was the drop below 68K manipulation. So if we look at the London session here, we came up, we took out. All right. So Tokyo, London, took out the low, pumped back up. Actually, no, this was yesterday. Sorry. Okay, Tokyo, London, and then taking out the low and yeah. So London would be manipulation. London usually actually manipulates and take out the low and take out the high. New York manipulates and distributes. But you could probably see Bitcoin pushing up to this 68 region or 69 region. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm probably not going to trade the market until New York. At this point, I don't really trust longing. And you can see right here, we're very, very overbought in the daily. Like, what is this bearish pennant target? This bearish pennant target is 38K. Could it break out? Sure, anything could happen, right? But what would that be on our fib? So if we look at our retracement tool on our fib, we can see that, yeah, that 57K was hit if you go to the spot chart, but our 618 would be 34K, 34.5. If you're looking at the daily here, and this might not play out, by the way, 34.5, that lines up with about 38. So it is possible for it to play out. We're not going to have it happen right now. We're still moving up on the 4-hour time frame. But at the moment, you're just ranging at the POC. So you have your point of control. You're ranging, right? XRP, Stouffer dude, how you doing? 38 and 88 cents on XRP. So what I'd be doing, guys, is I'd be lining up resistance right here. And just kind of playing that channel. But XRP, before I go to another chart, guys, I want to show you the monthly chart on Bitcoin. Here's the monthly chart on Bitcoin, guys, and we have 11 days left on the monthly time frame, okay? Dropping on our RSI, dropping on our MACD. We're not trading the monthly, but this will play out on the monthly time frame closer or the middle to the end of the month because we're overbought in the daily, right? So Olga, good evening. Okay, XRP, you could kind of see us in a little bit of a bearish body closed there. All right, so if we go to XRP, we've got a range here on XRP. You're kind of ranging. Man, I'm so tired of this market ranging, guys. Like, we're making money, but I would not be shorting anything right now. I'll tell you that. Like, look at XRP. We're oversold in that 4-hour time frame. We're in a bearish pennant. I see us double bottoming or a rounded bottom on a lot of projects and then pushing up to here again, that resistance. This market is in a huge no trade zone at the moment for me. Like, you can see that fake out wick right there. You dropped all the way down to 68.3 and now you're pumping. We'll see if you broke out in the 1-hour time frame. Because I don't believe we broke out on the 1-hour time frame yet, which okay. So we never broke out on the 1-hour time frame, guys. So if you guys are longing, be cautious, okay? Keep that in mind. We have 3 points right here. 1, 2, and 3. And technically 4. So this is going to be very strong resistance. However, for me, I am not going to trade this market until New York opens because the 4 hours is completely oversold. Furthermore, if you look at the 4-hour time frame, the MACD is still pushing down, but it looks like we are reversing at the 0 line. So, yeah, sure, there looks like there's a drop coming, but right now we're pumping, right? More lag momentum, guys. Lag momentum and lag momentum. All right, I do want to let you guys know I've preached this a lot this week. We are doing a live training session. 10 years of accumulative trading experience. I'm showing you guys how to get funded accounts, how to scalp, how to trade, how to spot fakeouts, how to trade trend lines. BeSlimList.com. All you got to go to is what's new. Beside that, go to events and then RSVP to this event right here. Crypto Trading Mastery Learning Session. And we're pretty much going to go over a lot of stuff to get you guys set up, kind of just the basics, right? But it is going to be time frames, RSI, trend lines, parallel channel, all of that jazz. Let me look at my liquidity gaps right here on Bitcoin, see if we can see anything happening. Yeah, so we push maybe back up to 70,006, but we got resistance in this region right here. So you're looking at around, I would say 70,000. Well, if we end up breaking out of the 1 hour, you're looking at about 70,004. Ultimately 71,004 if you break out that high right there. Pumped for that course. Yep, I am too. Okay, let's take a look at Ethereum. Okay, so Ethereum has the double bottom breakout. We got resistance to the top here on ETH. Again, you're kind of ranging sideways. You broke out here, ranging sideways to that downtrend. You could kind of see Ethereum. We might get a pump up to here, but I would say we're going to be rejecting pretty closely because we are pretty bearish in the market. Daily's overbought, 18 hours overbought. Not much happening on Ethereum. It's very, very hard to trade this small range. At least Bitcoin is in a larger range. Ethereum, not so much. You break out of here, pretty much this next liquidity gap right here, you pump up all the way to about 2100. You're kind of in a rounded bottom on Ethereum with the 4-hour oversold. So I see 2700 or 2100 possibly happening. The problem with bullish targets in a bear market is, sure, things could touch, but they could also fake out. That is the problem with longing in a bearish market, in a bear market. Same thing with shorting. Long Solana at 85.75, hoping it could break the 87 resistance. Can you look at BCH for a short? No problem. Okay, Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash broke out. But it is in a macro head and shoulder here too. Wow. Wow. Honestly, guys, it's so tough for me to say to trade any altcoins. Like the only trade I've been doing this month is Bitcoin. And besides my little mistake on forgetting I was in a trade, I haven't lost one trade. I do not trade altcoins anymore, at least not right now. I just wait for the top, and that's pretty much it. There's no rocket science to it. But essentially right here, you look at about 595 and then about 630. So where would be a good short on Bitcoin Cash? I would say a good short on BCH is probably going to be $600. Looks like we broke out there. Around 600 because we broke this little bullish pennant here, 599, 600. But I wouldn't even be shorting Bitcoin Cash because it broke the uptrend. Or I mean, it broke the downtrend. So even though we're bearish in crypto, I still wouldn't short, other than Bitcoin maybe, a trade that breaks the downtrend. This is a very strong downtrend from January 15th, about a month. However, I don't like the head and shoulder, and this is a macro head and shoulder. Yeah. Tough trade for me to trade because we broke out, or even for me to recommend trading. We broke out and we're kind of just ranging at the breakout. We got a lot of order blocks. CryptoMine BTC pumping. It's really ranging, not really pumping. You're probably going to hit the top of this resistance, but Bitcoin is not really going to pump until we break the 1-hour RSI, right? So if you look at your 1 hour, I think I mentioned this a few times tonight. The 1 hour is prominent, and we haven't broken out on that 1 hour time frame, guys. So once we break out of that 1 hour time frame, then it looks like we're good. But even if we break out of that 1 hour time frame, it could be a fake out because we are in a bear market. Keep that in mind. So if we're looking at Solana right here, we can see that Solana is in a little bit of an uptrend. It broke out. I would say Solana pumps to about $90. That's a big possibility here. Yeah, I would say possibly $90 on Solana. Again, I'm not confident in these long targets I'm telling you guys, but 91 to about $90. I'm never going to be confident on a price update or a prediction in a downtrend market. I'll be right back, guys. I'm just going to go get a glass of water. I guess I forgot my water, so I'll be right back. All right, so what trades are everyone in at the moment? Is anybody trading this market today? By the way, guys, we have some really nice bullish divergence here on the lower time frames. So you can see on the 1 hour here, really, really nice bullish dive. Let me look at the total crypto market cap. Same thing. Total crypto market cap ranging sideways here. See, 4 hours moving up. You got the Batman here, right? This is another thing too. You got the Batman here in the market. You're just ranging in a sideways rounded top kind of off of a double top. So I could see this moving to about maybe 2.42. Then you would be triple topping. Yeah, you would be triple topping right here at that point. But you can pretty much see total has not broken out. So you've got a greater range on total here. The 18-hour time frame, again, bearish pennant. Daily overbought. All you're doing is really just coming up to the top here on the daily and the 18-hour. And then you're pretty much drawing your resistance right here. There's a possibility we honestly just go sideways for the whole month. I don't think that is going to happen. Everyone is in a Bitcoin long, good stuff. Again, Bitcoin is oversold in the 4-hour time frame, guys, so it's not a bad long. For me, though, I'm personally not longing it. I'm going to wait to see what happens here if we fake out or breakout. This is just key resistance. So you do want to keep an eye on Bitcoin at about 69.7. But yeah, Bitcoin is in a no trade zone at the moment for me, guys. What else do we got here? TRX. If we go to the large caps. Okay, so if we go to the large caps here, we got TRX in an uptrend. This is going to be a real nice drop when it happens. Low rounded bottom here. So I could see TRX pushing up to about 28. Which would be a really good setup for short. I know a lot of you guys are longing, but here's the thing. This is not a longing market. The bigger payoff, the bigger financial payoff is going to be shorts. However, when we are in a bull market, it won't be a shorting market either. Now, we did drop a lot, though, so if you could catch the bottom, you're good. But essentially, I can see TRX hitting about 28.9, 28.8. That will be a really, really good trade when we break the trend, because we've got 1, 2, 3 points of support. So keep an eye on TRX, because when it breaks trend to the downside, it will dump. So I'm probably going to set an alert somewhere around right here. Oh, this market is just driving me crazy. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. But as an influencer, as a crypto trader, this market is just is tough to look at. We also have Doge, which is a large cap, guys. Doge kind of broke the uptrend. But now Doge is in a huge rounded bottom. 1 hour is overbought. Can I look at gold for sure? 4 hour. Four hours kind of ranging at this 618. Doge might be a really good long setup, actually, because this would be the new channel. Oversold on the 4 hour. Essentially, what I would need for this trade to even look like a long for me is I would need the 4-hour MACD to cross back up. If the 4-hour MACD crosses up on gold, or not gold, on Dogecoin, this is a long, and we could take Doge all the way up to pretty much all the way back to the top here around 11.3. That is a very nice long setup here about to happen on Doge. Then if we break this support here at about 9.7, then it drops, then it's kind of over. But I would say Dogecoin's looking like it might pump and trip double top, or even come to that area. Waiting to see XRP break 147 to take a short. Try not to overtrade in the washing machine. I'll look at gold right away. Mohammed, how you doing? Thanks for commenting. Am I familiar with Eric Crown Tools? I do know Eric. I am familiar, yes. Again, this is a bearish pennant, but it did break out. So essentially what you need on XRP for the XRP short or long to play out, I wouldn't really be shorting anything, guys. I know my thumbnail says a drop. Like if I show you guys my thumbnail right now, this would indicate I'm fairly bearish. Right? So this would indicate I'm very bearish, which I am, but I'm also not numb to the fact that we are oversold in the 4-hour time frame. So I don't even like XRP at the moment, because not for a short. I would not be shorting XRP. There's too much range right here. If I'm playing XRP, honestly, I'm longing it. And I'm just going to set a stop loss below my 618 right here. So pretty much, if you take this low from right here to right here, here's the 382, which is essentially the 618 if you flip it. There you go. So I set my stop loss at like 143 and long XRP. Again, I am not longing, guys. I'll reiterate, I'm not trading tonight. But XRP, and same with Dogecoin, is looking like a real nice rounded bottom pump is going to play out. I'm not sure what New York is going to do. Is London going to pump the market, or is New York? Based on what I'm seeing, it looks like London is. Okay, gold, XAU. Nothing happening on gold here. Same song and dance over and over again. It's actually crazy. Like you do have resistance right here. But I don't know. Gold's the tough one right now. Maybe it rejects this fair value gap. Like if you look at it, the 5-minute time frame and the 1 minute, looks like gold is about to roll over and come back down to 49.2. 18 hours dropping. Like, this is telling me we're about to have a big drop on gold. But then your daily is very, very oversold. Your 4 hours kind of ranging. Maybe here would have been a good short. But yeah, gold is looking like it is going to come down again to kind of complete this head and shoulder. You're kind of waiting for that 15-minute to come down. I'm not seeing a trade on gold at the moment. Even here, it's a tough area to trade. If I'm trading gold, I'm shorting it up here. Otherwise, I'm probably long. Because we're only looking at the 5-minute, right? Will you be posting the Doge trade on Mighty if it falls into place? Possibly. I don't want to post any longs in this market. I'll be honest with you guys. Every time I post a long, I end up getting wrecked or people end up getting wrecked. Often notice that BTC doesn't hit our targets when we get into a trade. Well, typically if you're longing, it won't. If you're shorting, it should. But again, the problem with Bitcoin hitting the targets are that we are just very bearish. And we're also in a ranging market. So as bearish as we are, we're in a ranging market too. So it is what it is. Okay, USD JPY, I gave you guys this trade the other day. Let's see how it is doing. I don't even know if anybody's trading currencies, but we had a little bit of a fake out here. That was a nice bearish divergence fake out on JPY. Now we're probably going to come back down here, rounded bottom. Consistent rounded bottom here. Hit that like button, guys. I appreciate you. Can I look at the night token of ADA? What is the night token of it? Night is by ADA. I did not know that. Or maybe I'm wrong. Night token. Night is kind of just ranging at the moment, guys. We are in an uptrend. So we do got a nice little uptrend here on night, 3-point trend. I would probably be longing it right here. It should come back up to here. And then you, like, ideally this would be a good long, right? Because it hit the bottom twice. 4 hours oversold. You did technically. Yeah, I'm kind of undecided. I would say we're probably going to pump back to 6-7 because we hit the bottom of the channel here. We broke out. Maybe we pump back up to 6-7. All right, let's see. So someone said they're in Bulla. a risky asset to trade, which is fine. Okay, so this isn't too bad. You've got your 4-hour time frame here. You're overbought, but this TA is horrible. Yeah, this looks like it could pump all the way to the top. Definitely looks like this could pump all the way up to the top. I don't know. It's ranging at the POC. You've got your 18-hour time frame moving up with some bearish divergence. Daily. 1 hour is oversold. MACD's pushing down. 4 hours overbought. It already hit the top. I would say this is very, very overbought for me. I'd probably wait for it to come back down to here, wait for that 4 hour to resettle. But no, there's a possibility this could pump 1,000%. Will it? I'm not sure. It's up to the market makers. But yeah, possibility, guys. It could pump that high if you're trading Bulla. Hit that like button, guys. Thank you very much for joining the live. Shout out to all the new people on the live tonight. All right, let's see what else we got. I wonder what New York is going to do tomorrow, guys. New York is the wild card. Hey, Pudgy Penguins is trending a bit. Okay, so Pudgy is moving a bit here off of that conversion line break. This could be good potentially on Pudgy. Looks like we might be getting a pump in the market in the shorter term. Huge round of bottom. Inverse head and shoulder. Bear pennant, but that'll be invalidated from the breakout. Your 4 hours looking very good. Your MACD crossed down, but you're above the zero line right here. I'd keep an eye on Pudgy Penguins, guys. This could pump quite a bit if we're actually going to get into moving the market. Power has been a good one. Yeah, power's not looking too bad. Some of these low cap coins are just all over the place. Power could come back up to here potentially. Your 4-hour crossed on your MACD. You haven't broken out the zero line, but you do have a lot of support, even and resistance, but you broke out here. I would say we might see a nice pump on power if we could probably get a double top. Longed gold at 4,900, but not sure where to take profit. That is a tough one. So I'll actually go to the other gold chart. Okay, longed gold at 4,900. Okay, 4,930. I don't know. I just so with gold, the 15 minutes almost overbought. See, the 1 hour is not looking too bad, but the 4 is just really weak. Maybe you can get a take profit at about anywhere around 49.90. It's just really, really tough for me to say gold's going to do anything because our MACD's into the zero line right here. Essentially, that's going against ice, right? You know, if you're going to run on ice, you're probably going to slip. I don't know. I don't know if I'd be – I can't even give a take profit on gold because I wouldn't be longing it. That's just my personal opinion. Could it come back all the way up to here? Yes, it could. I just don't trust the fair value gap. I don't trust the double top. I don't trust the momentum indicator. However, gold is very stagnant too because it is a larger asset. So it could push up to about 49.90. Flux. Is Flux a perpetual trade? Oh, it is. I forgot about Flux. I did an interview with the Flux CEO a long time ago. Actually, he lives in my city, which is crazy. Yeah, Flux is not really doing anything. We've got a low range right here. You know what? Flux might actually be a good long for a scalp to about 7.5. Scalp right here to about 7.5 looks good. What risk to reward would that be? A few long right here. $1.8. It's not a good risk to reward, but it is a good scalp trade potentially. And if you're looking at this 4 hour, you're in a bear pennant, but the 4 hours is completely oversold. The US dollar goes down, yeah. See what the US dollar is doing. So we did break out on the US dollar. We are kind of going sideways there. Boom, 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 boom. I'm not even seeing anything crazy happening here too, other than just ranging momentum. Daily is kind of very, very oversold. All right, guys. So I'm going to go over the large caps here, whatever we have left, and then we're going to kind of leave the live off there, or low caps even. This market is not really doing anything. What I recommend you guys do is shut off your computers and stop trading. That's my best advice. Like, sure, some altcoins are running, and you're going to make money off some altcoins, but if you want to make big money and not gamble, and I used to be very against this. I used to be like, oh no, I have to trade altcoins. You don't, right? Obviously, if you see something like this, Orca pumping, you want to probably find an entry. But for the most part, you could just wait for the setups on your shorts, really. Now, you might not be able to trade for about a day or two, but at least you're lining up a very good setup, right? Bob, how you doing? 2-year liquidation map shows 40K, so that would line up with my 34.7 target off of the fib, which is your 618. Orca's pumping a lot here. We're hitting the top. That would have been a nice trade right here, probably at about 77 cents. But it looks like Orca wants to break out. Possibly, if we break out of that resistance right there, guys, on Orca, we might have a really big pump on Orca. Weekly's oversold with some bullish dive. That does not look too bad at all. That is a very nice candle in Orca. Now, keep in mind, guys, the official stock market for the U.S. market is closed. Yeah, maybe we hit about $1.14. I could see this going a lot higher, though, which is about $1.20. Ty Scott, how you doing? Can you look at HNT? No problem. Okay, HNT is going to be our last coin, guys, and we'll be live for the New York session tomorrow. Make sure you guys sign up for the Beast Limitless trading this Saturday, February 21st at 10 a.m. All you got to do is go to beastlimitless.com, sign up. You don't got to pay me any money. You go right here, events, and you're going to get in the training, all right? HNT, helium. I'm going to look at the spot chart. You're looking at about 182 on helium because that's the top of your downtrend, right? Roughly 182. We got resistance right there. You got support right here. So your key resistance is going to be that 159. But if you break this area right here, you even go 180 to $2. If you're following the trend, though, from the top, from the bottom to the top, you're looking around I would even say 170. 169, 170. You could go a lot higher. Kind of what you want to look at it with helium is helium's in a big rising wedge at the moment. Big rising wedge on helium, which is very, very bearish. So you are looking for a short on helium at some point when we break this rising wedge. Helium will definitely drop. All right, guys, that's what I got for everybody today. Not much happening in the market. I'm not going to waste too much of people's time. We're just really got to wait for the New York session. We went over all the main coins that they're, needing to go over. Moises, I'm aligned with your 35 BTC target. Yeah, right. Right now, it's just slow bleed, pumping, dumping, pumping, dumping. We got some 15-minute bearish dive right here. So from right here to right here, that's a high, that's a high, that's a low, that's a low. So you are getting some good bearish divergence coming up here. The 1 hour time frame is almost overbought, and we haven't broken out yet. So if you guys want to know the direction where Bitcoin is going to go, look at your 1 hour RSI, look at your points right here. Boom, boom, boom. And then you're essentially going to pump or drop based on if you break out of this 1 hour. This 1 hour is a very, very strong trend, guys. All right. 10 to 15 centimeters tomorrow and another 10 to 15. Yeah, in Manitoba, we're getting a lot of snow as well. There is a blizzard effect warning too, which is pretty crazy. All right, guys, that's all I got for everybody today. Simple live. We don't need to butcher anything. Just go over some simple trades. We're in the middle. This is a no trading zone for me. Maybe if we get up here, I'm short, but I am not taking any trades till New York. See you in the New York session tomorrow, guys, around 9 to 9:30 a.m. CST, and I hope you guys have a wonderful night. And make sure you guys RSVP for that event, by the way. Okay? So right here, beastlimits.com. Go to upcoming or what's new, and then go to events, and then RSVP right here.